We'll now move into a few pre-recorded presentations, including those listed from Atlantic Shores, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Please note that the video and audio for these recordings will come through your computer speakers or whatever device you're using. So please be sure that you have your sound turned up on your device. All right, at this time, we'll go ahead and start the presentations. They're going to last about 30 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Wilson, and I'm the Permitting and Environmental Manager for Atlantic Shores Offshore Wind. I want to start off by thanking BOEM for providing me this opportunity to introduce Atlantic Shores and the Atlantic Shores North project. I also want to thank those of you who are participating in this scoping meeting today. Your input into this process is vitally important, and we are glad to see you here. The project proposed of this construction and operations plan is being developed by Atlantic Shores Offshore Wind, LLC, which is a 50-50 joint venture between EDF Renewables and Shell New Energies. This JV brings together two U.S. industry leaders in both renewable and offshore energy development, as well as two companies that have extensive experience in developing and delivering successful offshore wind projects across Europe. The Atlantic Shores lease area was originally acquired in December 2018. In seeking to develop a portfolio of projects, Atlantic Shores split and segregated the original lease 0499 into two separate and distinct lease areas. The Atlantic Shores North lease area is now known as 0549. The development of lease area 0549 is the subject of the project I will be describing to you today. The projects within the Atlantic Shores South lease maintain the original lease number 0499 and are actively under review by BOEM and cooperating agencies in a separate proceeding. The Atlantic Shores North lease is approximately 81,000 acres in size and located approximately 8 miles east of the New Jersey coast and approximately 60 miles south of New York. The lease area has water depths that vary between 66 and 98 feet deep. The construction and operations plan for Atlantic Shores North proposes to develop an offshore wind energy generation facility to provide clean, renewable energy to the east coast of the United States by the mid to late 2020s. This project will help the United States and mid-Atlantic states such as New Jersey and New York achieve their various renewable energy goals. The United States is committed to a goal of deploying 30 gigawatts by 2030, while New Jersey is committed to 11 gigawatts by 2040, and New York is committed to 9 gigawatts by 2035. The key benefits of the Atlantic Shores North project is that it will provide a diversification of the state's electricity supplies, an increase in electricity reliability, a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, significant environmental and public health benefits, and substantial new employment opportunities and community benefits to host communities. As indicated in the slide, Atlantic Shores has been actively developing the lease area since late 2018. Based upon the anticipated federal, state, and local permit review processes, we are targeting start of onshore construction in 2026 and the start of offshore construction in 2027, followed by commissioning and operation of the project in 2029. The construction and operations plan currently under review is the culmination of an extensive body of work, including over 5 years of stakeholder engagement, a thorough technical calibration of the proposed project design envelope with the market and key suppliers, and a robust environmental assessment that consists of over 35 surveys and studies and 5 seasons of geophysical and geotechnical survey work. This slide shows the comprehensive effort Atlantic Shores has and is undertaking to understand the environment around our projects. from the shore to the sky, on land and at sea, and even under the seafloor. If it is a possible point of interaction, we have studied it. Birds, bats, marine mammals, sea turtles, onshore and offshore noise, airplane traffic, marine archaeology, visual assessment, historic resources, and EMF are just a few of the areas we have studied. The following slides highlight the key elements of our project design envelope that we have developed and included in our construction and operations plan. A project design envelope enables a range of project design components to be evaluated while the industry is evolving and growing. With each year, new technologies are made available to the market. The project design envelope enables Atlantic Shores to capture prior project developments and industry learnings by enabling a range of designs to advance through environmental review and permitting and support the advancement of best available technologies. We'll start offshore with our wind turbines. To ensure that our projects can make use of the best available technology, Atlantic Shores is requesting review for a range of turbine sizes. The maximum commercially viable wind turbine that has been evaluated in our COP has a tip height of approximately 1,048 feet. We have a project design envelope that consists of 157 wind turbine generator positions, which have been laid out in a uniform grid pattern with turbine rows spaced 1 nautical mile apart within the lease area. The distance between the wind turbines along each of these rows is 0.6 nautical miles. The primary east-northeast to west-southwest transit corridors through the wind turbine area were selected to align with the predominant flow of vessel traffic and allows for multiple lines of straight transit through the area. This layout is consistent with the layout proposed in the Atlantic Shores South project. Our wind turbine layout is the result of extensive stakeholder consultation and has been designed to support safety, maximize coexistence with existing marine users, and minimize visual effects, including locating our offshore substations no closer than 12 miles from shore, and proposing the use of Aircraft Detection Lighting System, or ADLS, which only activates when an aircraft is in close proximity. We encourage you to visit our visual simulation videos to get a better sense of what our projects might look like from various locations along the coast during various times of year and under different weather and lighting conditions. Foundation options for our wind turbines were identified through extensive site and project-specific feasibility studies performed in consultation with foundation suppliers. Based on this body of work, Atlantic Shores has included 3 foundation options for environmental review: the piled foundation, a suction bucket, and gravity-based structures. It should be noted that the selected foundation types will be consistent across the project, meaning there will not be a mix and match of structures used for the project offshore wind turbines. We have evaluated both HVAC and HVDC technologies, as well as 3 offshore substation sizes. The size and quantity of the offshore substations will depend on a number of factors, including the project offtake, turbine size, and final electric design, but will not exceed the numbers proposed here. Offshore cable system will consist of interarray cables that will carry the power generated by the wind turbines to the offshore substations, and export cables that will carry power from the offshore substations to shore. Export cables will be installed in corridors that extend from the wind turbine area to the potential landfall locations in New Jersey or New York. The export cable corridors depicted represent a range of delivery opportunities to New Jersey and/or New York. Atlantic Shores does not anticipate construction of all of these export cables options. However, we are seeking to complete environmental review and consultation on all proposed options to determine the best available opportunity to deliver the generated power. To ensure the burial of the offshore cables, Atlantic Shores has established a target depth burial of 1.5 to 2.0 meters below the seabed. We've also committed to cable installation under shorelines via horizontal directional drill and, only as necessary, perform sand wave removal or apply cable protection to ensure the cables remain buried long-term. Once the export cables reach the shore, they will be spliced into onshore transmission cables that will be buried underground in concrete encased duct banks along existing rights-of-way to new substations. Atlantic Shores meticulously reviewed routes that co-locate with existing infrastructure to reduce impacts to communities and the natural environment. The new substations, or converter stations proposed, will support the project's interconnections to the onshore grid. The points of interconnection in New Jersey include the Larrabee substation in Howell, New Jersey, and the Atlantic substation in Neptune City, New Jersey. The points of interconnection in New York include the existing Goethals and/or Freshkill substation on Staten Island, or the Gowanus substation in Brooklyn. In places where our onshore transmission cables must cross sensitive habitats, such as wetlands or stream crossings, horizontal directional drilling will be implemented to avoid impacts to these areas. This slide highlights in more detail the specific construction sequence for the project that targets commissioning and operation in 2029. Once commissioned, our projects will have the ability to operate for up to 30 years. All project facilities will be designed to operate autonomously and can be remotely monitored and controlled from shore. Day-to-day activities for the project will be managed out of a new dedicated O&M facility in Atlantic City, New Jersey. To ensure safety and integrity of the project, Atlantic Shores will conduct regular maintenance and inspections, and we are proactively working with the U.S. Coast Guard to implement procedures as well as cutting-edge technology to ensure mariner safety throughout the life of the project. At the end of their useful lives, Atlantic Shores will follow all regulatory requirements to decommission the project. Atlantic Shores is also committed to recycling as much of the project components as possible. Wind turbines are already 80 to 95% recyclable today, and there are ongoing programs to further improve this towards 100% recyclability. As I close my presentation today, I wanted to stress the incredible opportunity and benefits a project such as Atlantic Shores North can provide to the environment, to human health, and to the economic benefit through job creation. To put these benefits into perspective, the smallest viable turbine that could be installed under our project design envelope can each generate enough renewable energy to power more than 7,000 households and remove 26,000 tons per year of CO2 emissions, which is equivalent to removing about 5,100 cars off the road. And each can generate approximately $18 million in indirect economic benefit to local communities over the lifetime of the turbine. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time and attention tonight. We look forward to working with all stakeholders in the continued development and review of the Atlantic Shores North project.